hope, Mr. Speaker, we hope that incarcerated people can get rehabilitated someday and move on and through reentry and restart their lives. As a result of this bill, there is a massive unintended consequence to this, and it's more of a budgetary related consequence. As you know, Mr. Speaker, we face an unprecedented budget shortfall of anywhere between $7 to $12 billion. And as we look at declining caseloads in the Department of Corrections, because we have less people in our prison system than ever before, well, in recent memory, I should say, it's incumbent upon us to understand that if all of this work that is currently being done in the correctional facilities all becomes voluntary, and in the event that inmates decide to voluntarily choose not to work, this is going to become an enormous budget expense that we cannot incur right now and have not planned for right now. Of course, the fiscal note says indeterminate, because there's no way to know how many incarcerated individuals are going to volunteer for work or volunteer not to work. Now, Mr. Speaker, I stand just in full support of work. I don't know, Mr. Speaker, if you've ever had a period in your life where you've went without a job. I know that many Washingtonians have. But for myself, it feels like it sucks your soul when you don't have meaningful work to do. And as a Navy veteran, I remember going through boot camp, and of course you're not getting paid a whole lot there either. But, you know, you're taught certain things. You're retaught certain things, how to make your bed, how to get in line, how to do certain simple actions that, you know, seemingly everybody should know. But it gives you a sense of purpose to have work. And I am grateful that some of the amendments were taken here tonight on this bill. And I do acknowledge and appreciate the gentlelady from the 23rd and her advocacy in this space. But exactly the reason that was stated why, you know, there isn't money to be able to give pay increases to inmates is the same reason why this bill could become a slippery slope for our budget later on down the line. If inmates decide that they don't want to voluntarily work, what will happen, Mr. Speaker, is the state of Washington will have to contract with third parties to provide all the services and whether it be meals or laundry or janitorial work or whatever it may be, in order to keep our correction facilities running. Now, Mr. Speaker, I think that for myself, how I view the correction system in the state of Washington is one of the most progressive and fair correction systems in the country. I don't view getting paid, even if it's a small amount, as forced labor. There is something called due process. When you commit a crime and you are sentenced by a jury of your peers and a judge, and you are sentenced to go to prison, you have to face those consequences. And those consequences are, Mr. Speaker, that the due process of the courtroom means that you lose certain liberties. But as I stated, with what I view as one of the most progressive prison systems in the country, we are paying people for work. Maybe it's not enough. That's up to someone else to decide. But right now, if me and you, if we decide to pass this bill tonight, Mr. Speaker, we could have a terrible problem down the line where we have to contract with third parties to service our prison correctional facilities, but also another problem where people aren't getting the meaningful rehabilitation out of the meaningful work they can do inside of our prison system. Please vote no.